What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good day. Today I decided I'd make a electric mega tutorial talking about everything starting from the bottom all the way up to the top. We're going to talk about what an electric is, how to do one, and then we'll move up to things like triple electrics, double electric patricide, perfect electric, you know the deal. But let's get started. So if you press forward and then let go, Kazuya will do this, which is a missed step. That's what they call it. And this is like a visual indicator of the window you have to input down forward so that he will do his crouch dash. This crouch dash is the essence of doing an electric because we need to be in crouch dash to do a Wind God Fist. So if you press 2 during this, Kazuya will launch his opponent doing a Wind God Fist. And if you can time the 2 button press at the same time as you hit down forward, then you will get an electric. There it is. You'll notice it's an electric because you'll say Dore, and there'll be a bunch of electricity, and it gives you advantage on block instead of being punishable on block, as you can see, +5, whereas a Wind God Fist is -10. So an electric is always the favorable one to use. It does more damage, it gives you +5 on block, and it recovers quickly. Wind God Fist also recovers quickly as an attack, but not as quickly as electric recovers on whip. You can throw an electric out in the open and still block pretty soon. Getting that down forward and that 2 button to hit at the exact same time so that Kazuya says Dore is going to be, your first big hurdle here. But the best tip I can give you though is to get really comfortable with Kazuya's crouch dash, and learn how to link them like this into wave dashes. So you'll do forward, down, forward, forward, neutral, down, forward to do a crouch dash. And during the animation of Kazuya doing this crouch dash, you'll want to hit forward again. You'll want to let go and hit forward again so he skips up. Once you get Kazuya to skip up like this, after a crouch dash, you'll do a crouch dash again. You'll hit down forward. And then you will repeat this process. And start slow, but by getting very familiar with Kazuya's crouch dash, it will just make you better at doing electrics because you're practicing / drilling, warming up the essence, the lifeblood of the electric, which is the crouch dash. So if you've got a super solid, super clean crouch dash, then you'll have a super solid, super clean electric. And that will help greatly with doing electrics. So you can do an electric. Congratulations. I'm not going to get into the actual combo routes out of an electric. We're just going to go ahead and move up to the triple electric. So, that's probably why a lot of y'all are here. Probably for the triple electric and the perfect electric. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of tips and tricks and also a few misconceptions with the triple electric that will hopefully finally get you to hit yours, because there's a few things that I feel like nobody mentions when we talk about triple electrics that I think are very important. So first of all, I'm gonna have a little fun here and I'm gonna show you guys that there is more than one way to do the triple electric. The other ways are arguably more difficult, but they're there, so I'll show them to you. So one of those alternate ways, if you can do 3 really fast electrics, you can heat bound. I'm really glad I did Wind God Fist there, because I wanted y'all to know that the timing on that isn't as strict as you think. These don't have to be 3 perfect electrics back to back to back, but they do need to be fast. And this route will get you considerably less damage than doing the real route. Now, the other way to do this, which is even harder, is like this, where you rip all 3 electrics right away as quick as possible, and then you have more time for the micro dash, down forward 1, down forward 2. but there's still a micro dash there. Alright, let's talk about the triple electric now. The one that we all know, which looks something like this. If I can do it, it would be great. But if not, that's okay too. There we go. So that's the one that we all see everyone do, which you should probably learn this one, because if you're ever going to move up to like 4 electrics into down forward 1, down forward 2, you're going to need to do this technique. But let's talk about this technique for a moment. So there's a few different timings you can hit that 3rd electric. You can hit it too early and your opponent ends up really far from you. Or there's also this right on time, perfect timing that if you get it, you don't even need to micro dash and the down forward 1 will connect. Now, you can't count on this happening though. And that's why we need to learn this micro dash and get good at it so that regardless of where that 3rd electric hits, we can still pick it up as a combo. I'm trying to do a late one to kind of show you a really good or a really early one here. See that super deep dash I hit there? It's so important we get this down. So how do we get this down, right? So a couple of things to understand. When you do this forward, down forward 1, you'll hit forward, and then that second forward, you don't let go, and you just shift it into down forward. And then you press 1. This right here, that first forward, you'll need to press it before Kazuya's electric animation is over. Then the second forward will be getting pressed after it is an actionable moment. And that way you'll get this dash cancel, this micro dash. So that first forward is before the electric is over, the second one comes out after, the electric is over, and then you will be able, all of a sudden, to hit this. There we go. And that's like really the biggest thing to understand here. This principle is the most important principle that we need to understand and get down, is that micro dash that we do, that buffer micro dash. That buffer no one seems to want to mention, and nobody seems to mention that you can get a triple electric that's so perfect that you don't even need to do it. And that the issue with that is you'll hit it every now and then in practice and you'll think you got the micro dash, but in reality you just got a really good triple electric. Moving on to double electric patricide. Now, this is tough, but it's actually not as crazy as everyone makes it seem, because it's not as perfect as everyone makes it seem. There's a few things I do need to share with you guys though about hitting this, and you're kind of seeing it in action here. So I kept getting down forward 1 after 2 electrics. Why is that? So if you look at my input history over there on that side, I'm gonna do something. So let's do it. You see how even though I pressed 1 first, Kazuya ended up doing his 1+2. If you look at my input history, it shows I hit 1, 1+2, and then 1 again. The reason for this is because this game has a little bit of forgiveness of what it will read. So as you can see with my patricide there, I hit the crouch dash, and then I actually hit 1 for a frame before 1+2. But Tekken 8 looks at that and it's like, okay, we'll give him the patricide because that was what he was trying to do. When you are doing a double electric patricide, the game does not allow that anymore. All of a sudden, it just doesn't allow this. You have to press that 1+2 together, or for some strange reason, you'll get a down forward 1. For some strange reason. This is difficult. If you are playing on a controller or something, you might want to bound the 1+2 to something. But I'm playing on a leverless, so I don't really have much issue hitting the 1+2 at the same time. But I want to hit one of these for you where I do a Wind God Fist to prove to you that the timing is not as insane as everyone makes it sound. There it is. See that? So everyone's like, it's got to be perfect, it's got to be perfect. There are a few frames of leniency there. It's not perfect. But it is fast. And it is harder than doing the triple electric into heat burst. That is way harder to do than that right there. But once you've gotten this down, this I will share 2 combo paths for this because I feel like nobody makes a video about this, right? So if you get your double electric patricide. Alright. So this is a good thing to do if you're in practice, like set your status down right before that patricide hits so you can drill the combos. So this is the combo with no heat, is you do 1, 2, 4, 3, and then you gotta, this dash is so deep, y'all. But you can get 82 damage. Alright, we're not gonna talk about the wall here. This is just out in the open. If you don't want to do that route, you can step in, sidestep 4-1, step to the right though, because that will fix your axis, and then you can do back 2-2, 1+2. A little less damage, but a little more consistent to do, way more consistent to do. I don't know what I'm talking about, but for 3 less damage or 2 less damage or whatever it was, not bad, right? Do I have counter hit turned on? Okay, I don't. Good. Now, if you're willing to use heat, though, this becomes the most reliable and high damage route. You'll do 1, 2, 4, 3, pop heat, step in, sidestep 4-1 to the right, down 4-1 for dash, dash in, down 4-1, down 4-4, whatever. Yeah. You guys saw the combo. If you don't want to do that, you can step right in, sidestep right, and heat burst. That heat burst is guaranteed, no micro dash needed. Step right in, and then sidestep right, sidestep 4-1, heat burst, and that will always hit. And you'll get them bound in front of you, post tornado at 69 damage, right? What was it? 69 damage. From here, you've got the same options, just for a little less damage, but for a lot more consistency as far as the heat burst goes. Because this can be quite spammy, and then you gotta do this micro dash to hit the follow-ups, and you get 2 more damage. Up to you. But those are the 2 combo paths there. You can also just do something like this, but if this damage is so lackluster, like 79 damage versus basically you can get the same damage off a triple electric. It's almost not worth it doing it that way. So do the 1, 2, 4, 3 route after you hit your double electric patricide. Do 1, 2, 4, 3, pop heat, step in, do your sidestep 4-1. That's the way to do that. All right, now perfect electrics. How are we gonna go about teaching this? This is something that's pretty difficult to teach. I can give you some resources and some knowledge to help us out here. All right, so resource number 1. We're gonna go to YouTube. Danny Spanko's EWGF timing. Right here, boom. This is what we want to watch. Listen to it. Shout out to Danny. He puts it into beeps for you, so you can hear and understand the timing for hitting this perfect electric. I feel like this is the missing tool for a lot of people. This helped me out tremendously. Like, I screen recorded this video and I put this, on my phone, and I would listen to it randomly. At the end here, he gives us a little slow motion because a lot of people like to look for a visual cue. And the one that we've seen since the beginning of time, if you pay attention here where my mouse is, you'll see that Jin's knee is going to touch the ground, his right knee, and as soon as that happens, you'll do the perfect electric input, right? A lot of people like that as the visual cue, I like looking at Kazuya's front leg right here. It's going to step back, and that's when I rip the electric. Now, a few things to note is that forward is fully bufferable here. You can press forward. If you look at my frame data, I'm already holding forward, and I can do this. See that? How long I had forward held down for. So in a way, it doesn't have to be perfect, as in even that first forward needs to be 1 frame. But the actual rest of the electric, as you can see there, needs to be perfect. See, I had forward pressed for 4 frames. And this is going to, you know, between that video and having fast, confident electrics, this is going to be your way into hitting perfect electric. There's one sort of drill I can give you here. And if we put our opponent onto defense mode, we put training on defense, and we record a move. If you have Kazuya, record forward 3 and hold back to block, and record that. Now, forward 3 on block is -13. So, Kazuya will do that, and then he'll be -13, which is the frames for a perfect electric. And so you can sit here and try to punish this. There we go. And you see it's a punish on the side of the screen, and that means we get a perfect electric there. And yeah, that's how you do that. Other than that, of course, like I said, it's gonna be tough. This is not easy. It's gonna take lots of time, and especially when you're gonna start trying to do things like triple electric out of perfect electric. You're gonna go for double electric patricide out of perfect electric, and I would say get your perfect electric somewhat consistent. It's definitely easier the deeper you are into your session, the warmer you are. I'm kind of warming up here throughout the recording, so I'm getting some more. But you're gonna want to kind of try to learn everything I showed you beforehand before you go for perfect electrics. Even though I didn't do that, I kind of went out of order. I did the perfect electrics first, and then triple electrics, and double electric patricide. Everyone kind of moves at their own pace. I feel like I had fast, confident electrics, so that's why I started going for perfect electrics. But maybe for you, that's not the best avenue. So I think that's gonna conclude this tutorial, y'all. I really thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoyed it, you know, show me some love, and hopefully I can see y'all in the next one.